The school that I represent is Ryerson Elementary School. My connection to Ryerson is really one, I went there, so I was an alum, but also my family went there. So like my mom went there, my aunts, uncles, cousins, and things of that sort. So my family started there in I think 1969. That's when my family moved into the area. And my mom graduated from there in like 1972. I graduated in 1999, and there were still some other cousins even after I left. So that's like a wide range of time. That not only was I an alum, but my family in general was an alum. The current status of the school is that it was turned around. It was called Ryerson Elementary School, and now it's called Laurel Ward School. Sure. So the closure of Ryerson Elementary School happened in 2014. Um, it was really interesting. There were many parents, teachers, family members that was really concerned and expressed concern about Ryerson being turned around. So it actually didn't close. They just changed the name from Ryerson Elementary School to Laurel Ward, and that was really taxing, and stressful and hurtful and painful because Laurel Ward was our rival school from when it was built. It came into the community around the time, I think, when I was there, maybe a little bit before I got there. And it was a rival school. They used to have fights and things of that sort. So the fact of the school being renamed from Ryerson Elementary to Laurel Ward Elementary was like the capturing of the flag. Like they captured our building in a sense. I didn't have any personal connection to the school closing. It was more so of me like finding out that they were getting ready to close the school, and then the school closed like in a matter of like a week or two. So I found out about it kind of on the tail end, but in part of the research that I did see that there were many people in the community, some families that I knew. It wasn't anyone that I knew directly, but some of the people's families that I knew, or families that I knew from being at school with them, did resist. And some of the things that they did was they did protest. They did talk to local media about that. Teachers also even protested as well. I think the main thing in terms of thinking about school closures is just the idea of being connected. I feel like that was one thing that I learned from this whole process. Like it doesn't matter, south side, west side. If you hear about a school closure, the thing is find out who are the people who are fighting back and to be a part of that. It isn't about one specific school, but it's part of a larger community and a way of working together in terms of making our voices be heard as a collective versus an individual school. My vision for Black education in the future really centers around um, one, not closing schools. A lot of times they talk about, I'm going to probably get this wrong, but there's this like quote that talks about, if there's a problem, with the flower, you don't change the flower, you change the environment around it. And so in the same way, if there's an issue with the student or with the school, the idea is to change the environment to make it more conducive to what we needed them to be. The idea of closing the school or changing the school name or doing all these things, that's all politics, right? But it's just like this idea of really focusing on keeping the main thing. And that main thing is really the education of, students. And so but at that point, it's not about displacing students. It's not about renaming a school, but it's about providing quality education. And that quality education also includes education that's culturally relevant to them in terms of the time they live in terms of their own cultural histories, and then also in terms of the things that they're going through, right now. So I think that it's really important to center students. And when we're thinking about things like the school closing, when we're thinking about the education of Black students or the miseducation of Black students are often not centered. It's usually like an off cuff in terms of people are focusing on other things like money, funding, things of that sort. And so I feel like the main thing is to bring the focus to the center, the students who are being serviced, which in this case are Black students.